But let's pretend you meet someone who has no idea about AFL and they ask you, who are you and what do you do? What would you say?
Geez. I probably have to figure that myself. I am a sports media, loud, vocal, passionate Carlton supporter I've made football my whole personality, which is the most dangerous thing you can do. So that's pretty much it.
I reckon growing up, if someone asked you, what do you want to do, you wouldn't say a footy content creator because there was no such thing. So was were you a footy mad kid playing in the AFL? Was that all you dreamt about? What was it like, a little Dan Gorringe?
Yeah, no, initially it was I wanted to be a marine biologist, and then Dad was like, "Are you sure you want to be that smart?" And I was like, "Probably not, you're right." That's not my go. So I didn't take to football until 13 playing. And as soon as I started playing football, I was like, okay, this could be me. I'm just way bigger than the other kids. This will be great. It's very easy to mark the ball. I can see where I'm going here. So I put all my eggs in the football basket, and I was just saying an ATAR of 45, which was good for football. Pick 10, so that was good. So yeah, put all my focus into football, made it, and yeah, it was my life. Like, I absolutely loved it. Loved it. In the Gold Coast Suns, I was there for 5 years, then went to Carlton for 2 years and had the best time. A lot of ups and downs, but yeah, just a crazy experience that I cherish and look back on very fondly.
You're very humble because you were a top draft pick. There was a lot of hype around you. You're very talented. You get drafted to the Gold Coast Suns. What was it like going to a club that had only just begun? There wasn't much fandom around Gold Coast and the Gold Coast Suns. So what was that like?
Yeah, the experience is thank you for that. I was very good. I was very good at football. So pick 10, for those who don't know in the draft, it's like the 10th best kid in the country. So 45 ATAR, not needed. It was cool. It was a cool experience. I think when you're 18, you spend so much time working towards getting drafted, and then when you do get drafted, there's literally a 2-day turnaround until you're at your home with your mum and dad and into training next to Gary Ablett and all these superstars. And probably takes a little while to find your feet. But the notion of being an 18-year-old on the Gold Coast Suns, having 40 18-year-olds on the Gold Coast was probably, in hindsight, the worst decision the AFL could do, because we were celebrating 10-goal losses like you wouldn't believe. It was we would party all night for that. So it was great. It was
what was the local nightclub?
Love nightclub, drink cards there. So that was good. So it was good. Like, I look back now and go, I wish I'd taken it. I'd probably taken my opportunity a lot more in terms of taking it seriously. I think I very much probably took my foot off the pedal when I got drafted and thought it's all going to happen. But that is a brutal industry. Like, football is tough. I think a lot of people now, even now, I sit there and, I have a beer on the couch and crumbs on my chest and I go, oh, these guys suck. But it is tough, like mentally, physically. These kids go in there at 18 and they're like, you just worked over and over again, mentally and physically. So I'm so proud I did it, but it's a tough caper.
I forgot you crossed paths with Gary Ablett Jr. What was that like?
Amazing. Just one of when you see him in the flesh doing things that no one else can do, that you've never seen before, you just go, how are we going to stop that? Like, I got no answers for that. He was just the best footballer I've ever seen. He'd pick his own program, the Suns. He's probably on like $3 million at the Gold Coast. Everyone else is like, we're all 18, like 40 grand. Awesome, we'll take that. I'm going to Universal to spend that. But so he's on the most money. He's picking his own program. He's training for 10 minutes of training session. He's doing it in runners. We're in boots. He's bursting out of packs, kicking goals. I'm like, this is wild. This guy's crazy. The best I've ever seen.
Because he probably played his best footy at Gold Coast.
People forget that. He was averaging like 35 and 2. Won a Brownlow, probably would have won a second Brownlow, probably would have led the Suns to finals. Like, he got better at the Suns when you think it'd be harder for him to do that given he was carrying the whole team each week.
Anyway, less about Gary Ablett Jr., more about Dan Gorringe, please.
Thank you.
So it obviously doesn't work out at Gold Coast, but you get a second chance in Carlton. So talk me through that whole process, dealing with the rejection of being delisted and then finding yourself at one of the biggest clubs in the land.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Definitely did not deserve that second chance, but I took it. I was like, oh yeah, these guys are idiots. I'll take that paycheck for 2 years. So got sacked from the Suns. And I kind of knew when I got sacked, I was like, okay, these 2 years I have to like try and transition myself to life after football because I've experienced it now. Lucky enough that 3 clubs came and asked for me to be on the list. I'm going to Carlton. I want the polar opposite experience of what I've just had.
Why Carlton?
Well, for that reason.
Yeah.
So I knew they were like a big top 3-4 club in the league. The history
Who were
behind
the
it.
other options you had?
Port Adelaide and Brisbane.
Wine.
Well, I spent my time in Queensland. I was like, Brisbane's awesome. Sorry, everyone who's from Brisbane. I was like, I'm not going there. And Port Adelaide at the time, it was just becoming the Ken Hinkley tarp still in the seats.
Yeah.
What was going on there?
Grim.
Big grim. So I went to Carlton. I was like, this is a big club. I need to experience this. And you get there and you go, whoa, this is like fans know every player, every stat. They come and watch you. Training sessions are like bigger than a Gold Coast Suns home game. Like, this is next level to be part of this. And then you go to these functions and it's just like, just totally opposite. So that for that reason, I wasn't going there to extend the career. It was just like, I need to experience what this is like.
Yeah. No more love nightclub and drink cards, and that was a long...
CQ.
Long
Yeah, no, CQ. No. But for a little bit, I tried to actually get my career back on track, and I did find a new energy for sure at Carlton. I thought, okay, again, second opportunity. Let's try and have a crack at this. It's not going to come around again. I know that. Let's get myself into some form, and I found that form, and then I got injured, but I won't use that. It was just, I fell out of love in the game in the end, just the working and playing side of it.
Was it a lot harder the Carlton time around, knowing that maybe this is the end? When you're delisted from Gold Coast, you think there's another chance and I'll get another chance at this. But Carlton, did it feel more like the end and you had to really grapple with what now?
Yeah, a little bit. Because I was picked 10, I think I had the expectations, and probably the club did and the league at the time, is like, this guy needs to help the Suns turn stuff around. Once I got sacked from them and the ego with that pick 10 tag got dropped, I kind of found it easier to just play football because it was a free hit.
Yeah.
Like, I've already been a pick 10, I've always been a bust. Like, that's fine. That storyline's gone. There's now a free hit here to try and do something. So I actually found it easier at Carlton.
Yeah. But it comes to an end. So what's next for Dan Gorringe? Did you know? Did you struggle with that? It's often hard for AFL players to transition out of the football bubble and get a real job.
Yeah, it's tough. It's real tough. It's I think now a little bit it's coming to light of how hard it is to be a footballer one day, the next day and I say this because we get, as footballers, so well looked after, well paid, and you get access to so many great people and brands and businesses that look after you. But when the football title's taken off you and your whole personality is behind that football, it's very hard to go into something else and go into the real world as a 25-year-old. Like, I think I'm pretty lucky that I was probably on the young side of going back into the real world. I've got friends who are 32 now, still playing, and I go, what do you want to do next? They say, I want to sit on boards. And I said, mate, you've got no idea. You are going to just not do that straight away. Like, you have to go back and rebuild yourself. So I had to go back, and I don't like real estate. I was a real estate agent for a bit. I don't like working on tradie sites. I was a tradie for a bit. So I tried so many different things to try and find out what I wanted to do. And at the end of the day, a little by luck, but just fell into what we do now, still in the football circle and loving it. But yeah, at the time, it's pretty tough when you're top 10 pick and then, do you want to lease this warehouse in Bayswater?
See, I think you'd be quite a good real estate agent because you're quite persuasive.
You'd think so, yeah. No, I was very much just there for a chat. It's like, mate, do you want it or not? I don't really care. Like, it's not my property, mate. I don't know.
Price, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care, mate. Do what you want.
I completely forgot. So where did Big Brother land in this transition phase? Because I completely forgot about that until Pat mentioned it, which I'm glad he did.
Yeah, thanks for that. It's great. Pretty crazy experience. No, I just, I don't know, not midlife crisis, but just saw it online and was like, I'm a tradie, I'm on the tools, I hate doing this. Like, I kind of didn't see what Ryan Fitzgerald was doing, but was like, maybe that's a way out, or maybe that's a funnel there to go and do something I actually want to do outside that, given that I know there's probably going to be some eyeballs on it and an opportunity.
So did you look at Ryan Fitzgerald and thought, I could be like a Fitzy. I think I've got the personality and maybe the humour to be that kind of media guy. Yeah,
I saw the way he did it and I was like, oh, well, he's played, same amount of games as me pretty much, and now he's on Nova and doing all this stuff. Like, that's crazy. Normally the way you get a job at, Fox or 7 or on Triple M is like, you need to play 300 games, or you need to win a premiership, or you need to do something at least. Like, there's no jobs for a 26-game player who's been sacked twice. Like, that just doesn't happen. So Big Brother was started the plan of like, okay, let's go on Big Brother. Let's lock myself in a house for 42 days. Let's lock myself in the house while COVID's going on. Let's come out and let's have no opportunities because everyone's in lockdown. So it was a wild experience. I highly would not recommend doing Big Brother if anyone out there is thinking about it.
So after Big Brother, I'm trying to put the puzzle all
Yep.
together. So when do you start? Because Dan Does Footy, I was amazed to realise only began last year. Oh, we've got a phone on. Oh,
Remix
oh.
too.
Quite a good tune, actually. I'm amazed to know that Dan Does Footy only began last year because I feel like you've been around for much, much longer. How did it all start in terms of, did you just start posting a few clips and on your thoughts and opinions of the game and then it starts to get a bit of traction? Like, how did this little baby begin?
It was, pretty much that. I just started a page called Dan Does Footy, and people were like, what are you doing with that? Don't know. I just want to do football, want to talk about football. I'd seen how America had done their kind of reporting and coverage of sport, and it was pretty much the way I look at it. It was like, these guys are just yelling at the TV, and it's raw, and it's not like this neatly packaged bundle of delivery of sport and what's happening. So I was like, I like that. Maybe I can start doing that. And then one video happened in started 2024, and then to where we are now, it just snowballed, where I think people love their football, they love their sport, they're so emotionally invested in it. And we've kind of just tapped into that, where we're not, on the broadcast, and we're not doing radio like they've been the same voice for so long. It's just we're doing football and we're speaking a different kind of tone and language, and seeming it's looking like it's resonating.
What were some of the viral videos in those early days where you thought, oh, okay, hang on, people are loving this? Must have been a Carlton clip.
Yeah,
surely.
anytime Carlton loses, it's just so much abuse. There's people coming from everywhere for me. So the Carlton one stuff, Collingwood, I'm on a massive hate watch for all those games. Like, I really just, it hurts me when they win, and now that they're so good, it hurts even more. So anything to do with Collingwood and Carlton, that's when I know it's going to be good. I think, back to your question, when I knew we had something there was just the Carlton stuff. And then we started doing other teams just to see if other teams are still as emotionally invested in their teams as I am in Carlton. And then I felt, okay, we got something here. So we towed the line. We've had so many calls from lawyers, from stuff we said from team, managers, PR people saying, hey, very funny, love your stuff. Stop slagging our team off, or stop saying this. That happens weekly, but
Ignore it, or?
No, I've been told to actually pay attention to it now because they're coming. So, so it's different football delivery. It's not, you won't see us in a suit or anything like that. And I totally respect that there's a place for that still in football, and that's a different skill set to me. We're just doing it in a different way.
You must feel a bit of pressure though, because there's a immediacy to what you do. People want to know what you think about a result or a footy story as soon as it happens. So it almost must be a 24/7 job for you. I mean, people can say, oh, you just get your phone up and you yell a bit of abuse at Essendon and then post, and that's but there's a lot more thought and work that goes into it, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it's, again, so dumb that's my job, but it's all consuming. It's 24/7, waiting for news to break, watching every game, storylines from the games, news stories that come out of the games, what happens during the week, trade period, off-season scandals. It's very, very much all-consuming. Everyone wants to know what you think straight away. And then the difficulty of, if a story or a storyline does come out, do you cover it? Do you not cover it? So, yeah, it is. It's a lot of work, but again, I'm so grateful that I get to do this. It's just, it seems absolutely ridiculous. Every day I go into the office and my job is to try and cover football and build a sports media brand. Never in my wildest dreams when I was running around doing 2Ks with Gary Ablett and the Suns, I thought that this would happen. It just doesn't happen for 26 game players to do this. So hopefully we're kind of setting the path for players right now, or just anyone who loves sports media, to go out there and do it and see how you go.
You say there's sometimes a bit of a thought battle going on of, do you cover it or do you not? Can you give me an example of that? Is it more the sensitive story? Well, obviously, I mean, you're a big champion of mental health, and you've got a beautiful heart, so I know that you'd know what lines to cross or not, and when to just keep it fun. But what are those thought battles that you go through when you
I mean,
content?
The one recently was probably the Willie Rioli stuff. And as you say, I am a massive advocate of mental health, and having gone through some stuff a couple of years ago and still do every day. I think the dangerous thing is that you're trying to cover the story and deliver it in your way, and then you have people saying, how dare you, you're a mental health advocate, but at the core of it, I'm just reporting on what happened. It just sounds like a personal attack. So I sat on the Willie stuff for a couple of days, being I'm not sure if this is good to go. I feel really bad, but you kind of have to pick, Is it malicious and is your intent bad, or are you just covering a story that a Fox is covering, or is a Seven covering? Like, are you really the bad guy, or are people just having a platform and coming to you to voice how upset or angry they are at you? So sometimes I'll go to bed and be like, I feel so bad, but it's kind of my job. Like, there's nothing mean behind it. It's my job to report that this guy is sending out death threats and I don't like it, and it is what it is. Like, you got to try and live those decisions.
Weird question. Is it always one take?
Oh, God, no. No. There's takes where, like, I'll do a video and Anna will walk in. I'm like, what are you doing? You know I'm recording here. Don't do this. It takes a little while. The Carlton ones take some thinking of planning of what you're going to do. But most of the time it's close to. I'm a massive mumbler and I stumble on my words. So I'll be 30 seconds through and I'll muck up a word and have to go again. So, but the core of what we do and why it's so quick and doesn't look like it's high quality is that because it doesn't matter what I say or how I say it. It's just the emotion. Like 20 seconds after a game, people are ready to tee off. People are ready to argue. This is their venue. Let's go. And you just got to give them something, a bit of meat for them to start, feasting off. And that's what we do. So I could sit there with a blank look on my face and someone be like, oh, how dare you do that? Here we go. It's a roller coaster. So
you post, and then what do? Do you start reading through all the comments? Do you just put your phone away and go to bed?
Create, don't consume.
Right.
Create, don't consume. Yeah, big one on that. So otherwise, you know what it's like. You just find someone who's said one comment. You have 500 good comments and then one bad comment, and then you'll stay up all night thinking about the one. So I made a very conscious effort. Even my playing days, like I was a massive kind of Googler of Daniel Gorringe. What are these guys saying about me? These sickos, I know they hate me. Like, I know I'm bad. Let's see. Let's confirm that I'm bad. And I learned that lesson through the playing career. Like, don't do that. There's nothing good can come out of that. I'm not going to change, Rick 9444's opinion. I don't even know who Rick 944 is, but I'm not gonna sit here and argue with him on Twitter or there's no point in doing that.
Yeah. So there's no more Googling yourself anymore.
Oh, there still is. No, there's actually not. No, not at all. I've kind of as I said, create, don't consume.
So one more. When you're looking at, I'm now curious as to. Obviously, we hear from when you watch the footy and you're like, all right, this is my reaction. Let's go. Do you plan ahead a little bit? So are you looking at this weekend's fixtures and being like, okay, we could do some cool content about that? Yeah. Maybe the Saints after the Nepo baby whole scandal last week. Or, what's your thought process when you're planning content? Yeah,
exactly that. You look at the storylines that have come out the round before, and there's always normally something you can hit on and touch on. Like Collingwood, they play Friday, so the theme is a hate watch. Like, let's all watch it and hate this game and hopefully they lose. And the Hawthorn storyline is that they're boring, but they were really fun last year. Why they're so boring? Suns Nepo baby, Fremantle were boring. Justin Longmuir called them boring. Then you move to Alice Springs game. You got Secura and Melbourne, both boring teams, but we'll watch that. So there's a lot in my head. It's actually very dangerous in here.
I reckon the AFL would sign you up as an ambassador in a heartbeat.
Yeah, you think so? Not the lawyers that are calling me. So yeah.
On to why we're here for Dreams to Live For, because about a year ago, Louise, who I'm sad to hear she couldn't be here today, but she reached out to me and said, do you know Dan Gorringe at all? And we actually hadn't really crossed paths much, but I said, I'll try figure out, and I think I got in touch with one of your people. You're a very big deal. You've got people and PAs and EAs anyway. And within a week, there was a dream come through about a man named Dougal who wanted to meet you. And I think a week later, I had the photo from Louise that you went and saw him in hospital. Yeah. Talk me through this experience and meeting with Dougal, which obviously...
Crazy. It probably hasn't hit me until we've been here today to talk about all the great stuff we do here. But an email came through and it was Dougal, and his last wish was to meet me. And I was like, are you sure? Just think about that really quickly. But that was his wish. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is an absolute no-brainer. This will take me a couple hours. Like, this is the least I can do for this guy who obviously loves what we do. And it's one of those ones where not really in life you get to talk to someone about dying. And I found that really amazing and confronting about what a great opportunity I have, one, to give Dougal his wish, and two, to unpack how he's going to approach this. And as soon as you go in there, you see him and you go, oh, he's sick. Like, he's sick. This isn't like a nice little, great to meet you, this is like, no, weeks to live. And I spent the whole time just asking him so many questions. He was probably like, okay, is this your wish or my wish? What are you doing here? But I just wanted to unpack his whole mindset of his life and how he got to this point. And you couldn't have met a more calm, at ease, happy guy. Like, it was unbelievable. And it's hard because I go in there with the approach of, well, I'm supposed to be the funny guy, and now I'm leaving really upset because you're an amazing person. You've just unpacked your whole life. You've actually given me something here. Like, I didn't feel like I really gave a lot back. So it was a great experience to meet him and to talk about, his life and give him this wish. And I walked away going, I think he's done more for me here. A great person, and got to my car and just bawled my eyes out. I was like, this is crazy situation he's in, and he's so calm. And now every day I look at my life and go, I am just so grateful. Like, every day is genuinely a blessing, and that's all because of Dougal.
Tell me about the story of trying to find a park.
So, I'm not the most patient person. So I go in the hospital. I know I've got to meet him, so it was 12:30, and I get to the hospital at 12:15, and you couldn't find a park anywhere. And I found one. I was like, you know what, this will do. I'm going to get a fine for sure. There's no ticket on the window, whatever. And I'm still angry going into meeting Dougal. I'm just like, okay, as soon as I open this door, let's be good. This is his wish. Let's be good here. Park it, go in there, and he's like the happiest smile on his face, very sick, so happy. He's like, yeah, I'm dying soon. I was like, oh my God, that ticket that I was speaking about means absolutely nothing. This is incredible. Like,
perspective straight away.
Straight away, perspective. Yeah. I'm angry because I couldn't find a park in North Melbourne, and he's like, yeah, I'm dying, but thanks to the football. I was like, it was just crazy. Like, it put everything in perspective. Like, this is just mind-blowing that he has this mind. He's sitting there. He can't move. He can hardly get out of bed. He can't eat anything. He knows he's dying. He has a Substack. He's unpacked it all, and I'm angry because I couldn't find a park in North Melbourne. Like, what am I doing? Like, it's just...
But
wild.
How crazy that you were stuck in that rat race, which we all get stuck into. We probably were before we came to this lunch, and you got to do this, got to find a park, got to go back to work. But then you get back to your car and you're bawling your eyes out. Crazy.
It's just like gratitude and for his story. Like, he didn't choose to be in this situation. It's just unfortunately the hand that life gave him. And I think about what I would do in that situation. I wouldn't want to see anyone. Like, I'd be so angry at the world and why me. But for him to fully process it, make his wish to see me, like, I'd be wishing for like a Ferrari or something. Like, his wish to see me was just like crazy. Like, and as I said, every day I'm so grateful for so much in this world. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for lunches to come here and meet people. Like, he's given me the greatest gift of perspective and being grateful, and I couldn't be more thankful for him and for the great work that you guys do here. You do some really good stuff, so you should be really proud of the dreams that you make come true.
Well said. Take this question the right way, but why did he want to meet you?
I think he just wanted the footy.
No, did he hate Collingwood as well? No. Or what did you have in common?
I don't know. I think he said that he loved the podcast, and he loved the socials, and he shared with his family, and there was their connection piece. And maybe it was in hospital and he was there. It was their connection piece to not talk about how sick he is and how, honestly, grim probably the outlook is. We played a role in that, and that's just, again, I've said it so many times, it's just so crazy to me that, one, I was the wish, and two, that we were giving him joy and laughter. So, yeah.
Did he talk about Dreams to Live For in the process and how easy it was and perhaps the hope it had given him in his final month or so?
Yeah, massively. Yeah, massively. And I think, it's one of those ones, as you can imagine, you put off a wish like there, like, I want to meet so-and-so. It's not often it happens the week after, like that quick to act. People are that quick, people that invested to make that happen. Like, that doesn't happen at all. Like, we work in media. If you want to talk to someone that isn't sick, it takes months to organise that interview. For that to happen in a week is crazy. And it's, again, a credit to you guys to make it happen. And he was so grateful. We stayed in touch via text for the last month of his life. And, he's one of the greatest people I've met. So it wouldn't happen unless you guys.
We were grateful for you for making that dream come true because, as I said, I felt like I flicked your number off to Louise, and within a few days I had this photo of you and Dougal. And, it was a beautiful photo. I asked Sarah to do a pitch to the room to donate. I want you to give your pitch and I want you to give it in the Dan Does Footy way. So I want a bit of aggression.
Okay, jeez.
You're allowed to swear.
Okay.
I'm giving you the green light.
Yeah.
And I just want it fully Dan Does Footy.
Yeah.
Donate to Dreams to Live For.
I can try. I mean, just think about how lucky of all the things that you have right now. Money, your time, every day you're not taking... You're taking it for granted. I'm taking it for granted probably still. Every day you wake up and you go, tomorrow will come. The next day will come. Money comes and goes. Like giving dreams and hope to people who are dying. That is an opportunity you have right now to do that. To give some hope to someone who's in their bed right now, who's suffering, whose family's suffering. And that's a big one. Like, yeah, it was Dougal, but it was his family as well, suffering as well. Like, you have a great opportunity just to make some great stuff happen for those who are really struggling, who are dying, to make their last few hours, days, weeks, months on this world worth it. So someone who's seen it with Dougal and seen it firsthand, you might not see the wish come true, but I guarantee it makes their whole life. Not their day, their life. So give some money, tight asses.
I think that's a perfect end to a chat with Dan Gorringe. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Gorringe.
Thank you.